All right, let's get started. Today I'm going to be teaching you about a couple of the color quality settings on the DJI Mavic 2 Pro drone. And these color quality settings, they are kind of geeky, but they make a difference, so we might as well talk about them. And interesting thing, if you notice the video quality on your feed right now, this video probably doesn't look so great, and that's because I am recording the face portion of this using a old webcam that is 13 years old that I inherited from my sister as a hand-me-down. So if it looks grainy and gritty on the face part of this video, it's because of a 13-year-old webcam. But fun fact, the lighting that I'm using just kind of a simple LED desk lamp to light this portion of my face over here. And this desk lamp I also inherited kind of from one of my students who left it behind when I used to teach at a boarding school. So thank you to that student who left this desk lamp behind. I'm putting it to good use. All right, so let's get started. We are going to switch scenes here, and we're going to take a look at the software called DaVinci Resolve, which is editing software, but also color editing software. A lot of people love DaVinci Resolve for the color effects that it has. And the color effects you can access in this tab over here. But let's start with editing. And I've got several clips here that were recorded on the drone, and all of these clips are from the same angle, but the colors are going to look different because each clip has a little bit of a different color setup. So let's take a look at the top layer right here. And as you can see, we're in the 4K recording mode, 4K high quality. And we're using the H.264 codec, and this is the important part right here, the none. That means there's no color profile. And what I discovered from this testing is that I am never going to use the none color profile again, because take a look at the shadows. The shadows are all blocked up. I am not going to be able to recover detail in the shadows right here. You know, my house should be red or reddish, but here it just looks black. You know, the sky looks halfway decent, but I think the blue here is a little bit unrealistic, a little bit too strong, oversaturated. And even in here, in the midtones, pretty muddy midtone quality. So this none color profile, we are not going to use that again. Let's see if there's a difference. This is a scientific comparison between H.264 and H.265, which are two different video codecs. So these are ways of compressing the video quality down, and we have to do that because otherwise we would eat up too much of the memory card. It would take too long for files to download and stream if we didn't compress it some. And the question is, how much do we compress it and how do we compress it? And that's the difference. That's what H.264 and H.265 are, is they're video codecs for compressing things. Let's see, is there a difference between the 264 and the 265 none? If I toggle this switch right here, can you see a difference? Shadows look horrible, midtones look horrible, blue is a little bit unrealistic and oversaturated. So I really can't see a difference between H.264 and H.265. They both look horrible. So we're going to turn those off, and we are never going to come back to those because they just look horrible. Look how much better the HLG color profile looks compared to the none. HLG just looks fantastic. Look at that comparison. Here's none, here's HLG. None, HLG. Much better. You know, we're able to see some of the red in the house, so the shadows are being recovered. We're able to see a lot more detail in the midtones here, and the sky looks more realistic. So I'm a big fan of switching to HLG. By the way, both HLG and DLOG-M, you have to use the H.265 codec. So we can just forget about H.264, we're never going to use it, and we can forget about none, we're never going to use it. And for me, the real question is, which one do I like better, the HLG color profile or the DLOG-M color profile? Let's compare. So right now you are seeing HLG, here comes DLOG-M. Again, HLG, DLOG-M. Not a real big difference. Can you see a difference between these two? The house looks the same to me. But let's take a look at the midtones back here. HLG, DLOG-M. I am noticing that in DLOG-M, the midtones really start to pop for me a little bit better. Here, it's much flatter, kind of muddy. Now, I've got appropriate amount of contrast. DLOG-M wins over here in the midtones. Let's take a look at the clouds now, especially this area in here, and just all throughout the clouds. HLG has way more color right here, but I actually think that is unnatural. I don't know where that strong blue is coming from. This was an overcast, mostly cloudy day, and I don't think that blue was there in real life. So I actually prefer this one, the DLOG-M, where this looks like the underside of a cloud on a mostly cloudy day. This looks natural to me. And the amount of blue, the amount of saturation up here looks natural to me. So I'm actually preferring DLOG-M for the midtones and for what's going on with the clouds. So again, that blue looks a little bit unnatural, and the midtones are a little bit flat for me too. That looks way better. So right now DLOG-M is winning. I'm going to hope for another sunny day or partly cloudy day and do some more tests just to make sure DLOG-M is the color profile I want. But let me show you the color tab here in DaVinci Resolve. It is so fancy. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to have to watch some YouTube videos and learn more about this. But they've got all these controls over here, and you can hit this button here, and then you got even more color wheels you can control. I've been moving these sliders right here with my mouse, and that's been working really great for me, and just kind of alternating between these two tabs. But then also I've been using these values down here and sliding these values around to rescue some of these tones, and it's got two tabs of these sliders down here. Haven't been messing with too much else. This has been plenty, but I have applied color correcting to both of these clips, the HLG clip and the DLOG-M clip. These have both been color corrected. Before color correcting, they were very flat. In fact, I can show you what that looks like. These color profiles are supposed to be flat, which means low in contrast. So before we did the color correcting, I'm not seeing it. I'm doing something wrong. What's going on? Can we get it back? That's the wrong button. I meant to be hitting this button right here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's with no color correcting. Very flat. Here's with the color correcting. So these special color profiles, HLG and DLOG-M, they are not ready to be uploaded to YouTube straight out of the drone. You have to come into an editing program like Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, and you've got to do a little bit of color grading or color correcting. It's not that hard. You'll get the hang of it, and it's totally worth it because look, I'm not getting any good red saturation here. Everything's very flat here, but with a little color grading, now it looks natural. And this was a mostly cloudy day, so you should not see bright colors and things really popping. It should be a little bit muted like this. But again, here it is straight out of the camera. Here it is with color grading applied. Pretty cool stuff, right? So I hope you've learned something, and you're probably not going to remember everything, but the point of this is just that you're getting introduced to it. And later on in life, you're going to learn more and more and more, and when we get back to school, hopefully this coronavirus thing is going to go away for us. When we do get back to school, I will be able to teach you about this in person, and you'll be able to move all these sliders around on your own, and that's when it's really going to start to click. But this is pro-level stuff, and if you're able to start learning it right now, good for you. So thanks for watching. I'm going to keep these videos coming, and probably going to upgrade to a better webcam if coronavirus keeps us closed for multiple weeks, and then you won't have to look at this grainy, gritty footage. So thanks for watching, and let's stay in touch.